Like we're recording. Is it picking up my voice? Yeah, it's picking it up. This is tried like number 4 because it wasn't picking up my voice very loud. It's still not, but it works. I mean, it works. It's picking up something. So I'm gonna record this at scattered times during the day and probably just get this out later in the day, depending on what I do. But we're gonna start this off with the playoff picture because I just got a one. This is the third time with a different playoff picture every time. Well, it's a scenario for Philly to get in scenarios, but third time I've tried this, and I've got a different one this time, which should be right. So, lose today, a loser tie knocks Philly out, and a win today opens up two scenarios. Scenario 1 is Philly wins week 17, Washington loses both weeks 16 and 17, New York loses week 16 or loses or ties week 17. And that would enter Philly in the playoffs. Scenario number 2. I just lost my playoff picture. One sec. Okay, I got it now. Scenario 2 is Philadelphia has to win week 17. Washington loses week 16. Or no, ties week 16. I figure that's a tie or loss. No, I think that's just tie. I don't think it's loss. And then New York loses week 16/17 or ties week 16 plus 17. That would put Philly in the playoffs. What would be the easier one? Probably scenario 1. And looking at what's going on right now in the NFL, I really don't know who's playing. I'm not watching right now. I've kind of just been relaxing, which it's my first of 2 weeks off. I'm going to enjoy it as much as I can, but looking at the NFL scores right now while I pull it, I'm pulling it up at the moment. I'm in the ESPN app right now. And sorry if I sound a little bit congested. Yeah, I've been like that for the past day and a half. Right now, Falcons are tied at halftime with Chiefs 7-7. Jets are up 13-3. Really? If they win again and ruin the tank, which I've been over this in the Discord a couple times. Trevor Lawrence, if the Jets are up there, isn't going to the NFL. Depending on who's at that 1 or 2 spot, well, depending on who's at the 1 spot, because they're probably going to take him, he ain't going to the draft, potentially. He's got an extra year of eligibility, and especially if he doesn't win the national championship, he's got incentive to go back. And the 2 games he missed really knocked him out of Heisman contention. So I was saying you may see him come back and try to win more. He just became the most winningest quarterback in Clemson a week or two ago. Not a week or two, a couple weeks ago. Their last regular season game before the ACC championship, which we're not going to talk about. But I just don't think he's going to go if the Jets were up there. The Jets may screw this up again. And as Frank Gore said, I ain't going out 0-16 or something like that. Colts are beating the Steelers. Those defensive losses are really hurting them and starters in general. Bears are 13-10 over the Jaguars right now, and the Jaguars are in contention to keep that number 1 spot in the draft, which, knowing the Bears, it may happen for them to lose, or for Jags to lose. Giants are losing right now 3-20 to the Ravens, which is great because right now I'm playing Lamar in fantasy football. I got knocked out of the playoffs last week in our PSN Discord league, but I still want to contend for the championship in the eliminated bracket. And the Bengals are tied with the Texans right now. They're 35 seconds out from the half. Later, Broncos, Chargers, Panthers, Washington, which isn't the game we got to look at. and you've got Giants losing to the Ravens right now. But I'm very worried about what this Philly team's going to do. They've been very up and down, and I mean it in all sense of the words up and down. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. Yeah. And looking at the scenarios again, a Giants loss would open up scenario 1 and 2 and knock the Giants out, I think. It would knock the Giants out in scenario 1. I'm 99% sure. I'm not sure about scenario 2. I'm pretty sure there too. So that opens up the division to Dallas. No, I think Dallas is out. Why doesn't this have Dallas on here? Okay, what? Hold on, I need to pull up the standings now. I think because tiebreakers they might be up, but I'm not. Because they're 5-9, they're 2 in the division. They hold a tiebreaker over the Giants, so they're in the race. I don't know why they missed them. Yeah, but I still think that would knock them out. And looking at Washington's matchup, Panthers, we don't know what they can do. You're probably gonna get one. They're 4-10. What? I don't think they're gonna win because looking at that last one, in both scenarios, I think in a Week 16 Washington loss. So, and then, I mean, the Giants are probably gonna lose because they're playing the Ravens. What do you expect? The Ravens have Lamar. That says all it needs to. The running back at quarterback. Anyway, moving on to Philly's next matchup. Looking at inactives for today's game. Oh, I just lost it. No. I had it pulled up next to the game in the tweet section, and then I hit the thing, and now I hit the whatever it's called to scroll down the page, and now I can't see it. But here, I'll pull up the tweet now. I'd probably sound a little bit quiet on here. Wouldn't surprise me. It's something I'm going to try to fix between podcasts, I think. That might be the only way I can do it. But inactives are Duke, Riley, Derek Barnett, Richard Rodgers, which we expected. Healthy scratches are Sudfeld, Hightower, J-Jaw, and Huntley. I have a problem with making Huntley a healthy scratch and not Clement. Clement. I criticize him a lot. And honestly, I like him as a player. But he hasn't performed that well, and I think they need to give a chance to Huntley. I really do. But looking at the game, it looks to be about 50-50. It really does. I think it's definitely a Phillies game. Well, it's not, but it is. But isn't Phillies game to lose? It really depends on who gets up early. And looking at it, the spread is 3 points in Philadelphia's favor. And the over-under is 50.5 points. So an almost even game there. Should the spread be in Philly's favor? No, probably not. But, whatever. Philadelphia has 3 less points per game with 21.6 compared to Dallas's 42.4. But Philly also allows less points per game, points allowed per game. Philly is within 20 yards of Dallas in total yards, but within I mean they have less. They have more, or they have way less, like 40 less, no, not 40. 44 less passing yards per game. But they have 15 more yards rushing per game. So that'll be interesting. And then Philly's got a better run defense in terms of rushing yards allowed, and a worse defense in terms of passing yards allowed. So that'll be interesting. And looking at it, Philly is coming off the loss to Arizona by a score, and Dallas is coming off a win against San Francisco by a score. So this will be interesting. And it's definitely going to depend on, this is a very, very inexperienced offense. Can they perform? That's the big story here, is can Philly perform when they need to? And they haven't this season, no matter who's at quarterback. And I don't want to hear of, hurts this, wants that. No. They've struggled no matter who's at quarterback. Looking at the overall NFL right now, Cleveland is down 10 points to the Jets. You can't make this stuff up, people. You really can't. If the Jets lose and the Jaguars win, they have to I'm pretty sure they cannot get the first overall pick. If the Jags lose and the Jets, if the Jags and the Jets win, which the Bears are up on the Jags 40-10 with 11:47, so it looks like the Jaguars are going to lose. If the Jets were to lose next week and the Jaguars were to win, which I don't know who they're playing, either of them, you're still going to see the you're still going to see the Jaguars keep the number 1 spot. So the Jets really need to hope they lose here, or they lose that number 1, and if they win again next week, they potentially lose that number 2 seed, or number 2 draft pick. Meanwhile, right now, the Ravens-Giants game is 27-6, 10:25 left in the fourth. It looks to be over. I think it's over. I think there's a Giants loss there. Philly fans should be happy. Keyword should, because something's going to happen tonight to screw that happiness up, because it happens every week. In other news, the Bengals are up 3 on the Texans with the ball, 10:35, but they're at a 4th and 6 on the Houston 30. Well, looks like they're making a field goal. So they're probably about to go up 6 over the Texans with around 10:30 left, but they're kicking off. Probably if they make the field goal. And the Falcons are down 3 to the Chiefs, 7-10 with 4:40 left, but they have the ball 2nd and goal on the Kansas City 5. So that'll be interesting. And then later tonight there is Rams-Seahawks, which... Oh, I missed Colts-Steelers. Colts are up 3 on the Steelers. The Steelers came back, though, I will say. But... looking at... who's up next? Broncos-Chargers. Line is 2.5 points in LA's favor. Honestly, I do think that could go either way. Panthers-Washington, the line is 1 point Carolina favor, which that game could also go either way. Along with Philly and Cowboys, which I've already talked about, 3-point line favored to Philly. Rams-Seahawks is a 1 point line favored to Seattle. And Titans-Packers is a 3-point line favored to the Packers. So, that's how it's looking. In other news, I'm looking on a sidebar right now of some tweets. Um, I just remembered this. It has to have been ruled that Cam Johnston, Philly punter, which if he wasn't punting, I think there would have been an emergency punter or Jake Elliott, which I'm hoping for an emergency punter if Cam doesn't go in, but he is. And then Fletcher Cox was ruled in with it. He was getting bothered by his neck again. So that's very good for the D line. Looking at the pick chances, the number one pick chances for the Jets, they have a 4% chance to earn the number one overall pick per live FPI projections. Have fun, Jets fans. You screwed up the tank. And the Jets' playoffs chances keep dropping. Why? I don't know. I haven't looked, but this is funny. The Bengals gave the ball back over to the Texans. They must have punted. Really? What are you doing? I like this. Now I can get close to the mic and get louder so I can emphasize my point. I like it. I really like it. If the person who got this mic for me, you know who you are. If you're watching, thank you. Because this thing's nice. I was gonna potentially post pictures on Twitter later. But it's funny. I have to set my mic up. A little brief story during the podcast. I have to set my mic up on my desk, which is about I'd say 1.5 to 2 feet away from where my chair is. And I've got the thing holding the mic fully extended. And then I have to like bend over my chair to talk into it. So it's a funny scene. If a couple people watching this that I know outside of YouTube, not outside of like outside of Discord and everything, people I know IRL are gonna know how my room looks. Yeah. But anyway, I just noticed this, that I was gonna do a mock draft because I was gonna start doing mock drafts at the end of each Common Flock podcast. I didn't do one today. I didn't do one. I got sidetracked. I might just do one live not live, but live during recording. Yeah, I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one live on recording. I'm gonna pull it up now. Bring up the mock draft the mock draft thing now. And side note, I took a second to relax between doing the mock draft. And the Chiefs just clinched a number 1 seed in the AFC. But anyways, going in, this is updated too, so Philly's at pick number 7. Hilariously, the first 4 picks were quarterbacks. Penei Sewell, I know I just butchered that, tackle from Oregon, still on the board. The quarterbacks went Lawrence, Fields, Lance, Wilson. Jamar Chase went 5. Really? Jamar Chase went 5. I'm trading down. I'm going to try to trade to 10 with the Giants. I'm not going to do a lot of trades like I normally do. Just because I really want to take them, just get this over kind of quick. The tackle from Oregon went to Dallas, number 8. Yay. I'm so excited. On the board right now, Micah Parsons, Kyle Pitts, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and Caleb Farley. Those are who I'm very... I would take any of those guys. And even Liam Eichenberg and Devonta Smith. So I'm going to try to trade down to 13 and see what I get. Trade with the Broncos. Also, I offered, when I did with the Giants, I offered for what? Pick 173, I think, and they accepted. Pick 10 for 30. No, I'm going to make a better one. Better offer in terms of, for me. Trading pick 10 for 13, 167, and 214. Declined. Alright, I'm going to trade for 13, 200, 203, and 214. Declined. I'll trade them the 10th and a 7th next season for the 13th, 200th, 203rd, and 214th. Declined. See, that's how it'll be. I will attempt to trade till I can find the right combo. I'm just doing 203 and 214 for the 7th and the... Oh, this is going to be tough. Alright, pick 10 for 13 and 200. It was declined. Are we really going to do this? So you know what? I'm going to trade down to 14. I'm going to risk it and try to get down to 14 with the Vikings. Pick 10 for 14, 174, 204, and trade ours 22nd. Or 7th. And it was accepted. And now, Farley just went off the board. Farley went off the board. Kyle Pitts and Micah Parsons are still on the board. I really wanted to pick Parsons and Pitts, but I gotta go with the guy, Usu Koromoa here. I gotta do it for the brand. I will do a mock draft with, I'll just draft every Notre Dame player eligible in this. But that will come another day. That won't be today. Alright, now we're down to the second round. All the targets I was talking about earlier off the board. Nick Bolton, someone who I've taken the second round before, is off the board. I wasn't really looking at him anyway. On the board, the top three in the player pool are Chris Olave, Najee Harris, and Kadarius Toney. I'm not looking to pick any of them. Looking down, there's not a lot here I would look to work with right now. So, I'm going to trade down to pick 43 with the 49ers. It's going to be like one of the last trades I do, I think. 39 for 43 and 172. Declined. I'm going to try to trade with the Bengals, actually, who have 44. So 39 for 144, 193, and 201. Declined. 39 for 44 and 193 was accepted. Okay, there we go. I like it. I like where I am right now. Right now I'm looking at... I'm going to pick Eric Stokes, corner out of Georgia. That secures the corner spot. I was going to take... I was looking at Amora St. Brown, but I ultimately passed there. I was looking at Asante Jr., but I didn't take him, Asante Samuel Jr., because he's more of a slot-type corner, and we don't need any more of those. Because if you haven't heard us in our Discord... Yeah, we I don't know, I hit something, but with my chair. We do not need any more slot corners. We could not be clearer on that. Right now I'm looking for a certain center. I don't remember if he's a third or a fourth round guy. Lindstrom. Goes around, he's ranked 137, so he's going to be a fourth round guy to look out. I forgot if it was third or fourth. Right now, I think I might trade down and try to get... Where's the safety out of Syracuse? Cisco. It took a second for the name to click. Cisco's, he's dropped a little bit around 101. I'm going to trade down with Green Bay. I can get a lot out of that trade, I think. 71 for 90 for 126 and 220. No, really? I'm going to try to get down in the fourth with the Jets, because actually that might work a little bit better. 71, is that 89? No, it's 96. Alright, 71 for 96, 160, 173, 216. It was accepted. There we go, I traded down. Richie Grant went at 72 where I traded, 72 right below where I traded from. I was looking at him, but I mean, we could take some more draft picks and get rookie guys to fill in a spot here and there. Especially with the cap trouble Philly's in. So, gonna take a minute to get down to where we are right now. Alright, we're up. Cisco's top safety on the board. Kind of like I was hoping. No big surprises from above in the drafting. Looking at who's around this pick. Nothing big. I think I'm going to trade down again to... Trade down to 101. Let's try with the Texans. So, 96 for 101, 163. Decline. Alright. 96 for 101 and 180. Decline. Let's try with the Browns. 96 for 102 and 181. Declined. 96 for 102 and 219. Accepted. Alright, there we go. They picked someone they probably could have gotten at the spot they were in. Well, probably would have had him on the board anyways. I'm going to take Cisco out of Syracuse, the safety. Now it drops down to my next pick is 134. 134. Where Lindstrom hopefully is on the board because I want to take him. And then I may look at Patterson if he's still on the board later. Because I feel like he could be a decent backup. And he could definitely knock Clement out. Because I think Clement is the worst back out of the ones we have right now, including AK. Also known as Adrian Killings. But that's just me. Alright, we're up. Lindstrom's on the board. I just refreshed. I got a draft. But I'm going to refer back to one now, a couple weeks ago, for the later rounds. So, I just lost it, but from what we had, it was round 4, and we had gotten Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the Butkus winner? I think he won the linebacker award. I'm pretty sure it's Butkus. I can never remember the award names. In the second, traded down and grabbed... I'm not going to remember this. We did bring in a corner. It's because it's someone I'm not familiar with, that's why. In the third, we didn't take anybody. In the fourth, we grabbed... third it was Cisco. Fourth, I was hoping on grabbing Lindstrom and basing it off where some of the guys I've seen go in that. Looking back at the picks I had, I just got to go to my mock drafts and my save. Yeah, would have traded down, taken Lindstrom with that traded down pick. And then, for this, I'm going to say let's say we traded it for a 2022 fourth. And then with those lower picks, I would have taken a tight end, corner. I would have taken Tommy Kramer if I could in the 7th. Robert Hainsley around the 5th. No, around the 6th. I think that's where he's projected. I'm not sure. And then Dylan Hayes is projected around the 5th. I would have tried to get him. But I also would have tried to get Jarrett Patterson. I guarantee I said that wrong. But anyways, I'm going to look at the games because they're all over. Besides the Browns game. Browns are now down 7 to the Jets. The Jets need the Browns to score right here and tie the game. Oh no, the Jets got the ball. When did the Jets get the ball? Okay, this game's over. The Jets won. Never mind. Chiefs beat the Falcons 17-14. It looks like the Jets are about to beat the Browns 23-16. They're not going to have the first pick anymore. Ha ha, Jets. I shouldn't say that because then we're going to screw something up with our pick, but I mean that wouldn't be out of the ordinary, would it? Steelers beat the Colts 28-24 in a comeback. They finally learned how to get out of their losing streak. A lot of that, I think, contributes to the losses they've had in starters, especially on that defense. And then the Bears beat the Jaguars 41-17. And I forgot about these other two games. Giants lost to the Ravens 27-13, and the Bengals beat the Texans 37-31, and it looks like the Bengals are on a 2-game win streak. How? Wait, it's the Texans, never mind. They've been suffering from stuff like that for years now. Broncos game is on now. 0-3 charges at the moment. Early to mid-first, and the Panthers are tied with Washington 0-0 early mid-first. Philly is coming up soon along with the Rams. And then Sunday night will be Titans-Packers. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. This has been another podcast. We're finally back. I'm glad I could get a new mic, get everything working, get everything up, even though I'm stuffed up today. Which never happens. So I'll be back next week, and I will be back. I'm going to try to get an episode of the Golden Dome out tonight. I will see you guys later today, maybe tomorrow, and then next week.